clicking going live, so you better be ready. Hopefully she's ready. I got to fix this. There's a big spot on my face. It's a spot on the computer.
Are we live?
We are.
Oh, hey!
At least I think we are.
I think. Let's see.
How's everybody doing tonight? The last minute scramble to get everything ready, as usual. I mean, I got caught up watching a YouTube video about how to make candy. Not a DIY how to make your own candy thing. It's like how the professionals do it. And I was like, okay, I can watch this.
So what you gonna make me?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh.
It was surprising to me how much candy is just all sugar, like hard candy.
It's good stuff too.
Live and sounds looks great. Look at Melissa Jeswald. Thank you so much. Yeah, I do have something. You know, if you want to go right into your poll tonight, we can do that.
We can do the poll in a little bit.
I do have something that I want to talk about right off the bat.
Oh.
First things first. You know about this because I talked about it earlier today. Today we celebrated a major milestone.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the kind of thing that I don't know if it's something that, you know, if we talk about, we could be looked at as like we're trying to brag or anything like that. And I don't even know if it is something to brag about.
No, I don't think it's bragging.
It's something I'm very proud of. It's something I'm very shocked about. And that is that as of today, since reopening our website, which was July 30th of last year, today we had our 10,000th order.
Yay. And
I would like to shout out Shelly Baker as the 10,000th.
You are the winner, Shelly Baker.
You know, her order came in. No, it was pretty early. I don't know. That it's not like I was counting down to that. Like I was like, oh, here it comes, here it comes. It's one of those things where an order popped up. I looked at it and it said 10,000. I said, no, that can't be right. And I had to look at the reports and all that kind of stuff. And 10,000 is a pretty big deal. I did not expect that at all. I didn't expect things to happen that fast. This doesn't mean we're rich and like we won the lottery or anything like that. I mean, a lot of money goes into being able to get those orders and obviously fulfill the orders and all of that kind of stuff. But it's a pretty big deal to me. And I had my own little celebration as I was down there. I was dancing, but you didn't see it. But yeah, 10,000 orders. Thank you to, it's not 10,000 people who have ordered from us, because there's people like Leo Contreras that I see in here tonight that have ordered multiple times. Yeah, we have a lot of customers that have ordered multiple times. Damian Magnifico is in there. He's probably in double digits, the amount of orders he's put in through us. I'm not going to say who you are, Damian, because then, you know, everybody's going to go crazy. But yeah, big thanks to him and all of them. I mean,
everybody, yeah.
There's
I
so
see
many.
so many people in the chat right now that have ordered from us. So thank you.
To the ones that have ordered 10, 12 times, like Damian Magnifico, or Audra Meyer is another one, Rustic Nashville. There's so many that have a lot of orders. When they come in, it's like, oh, there's another one, you know.
Eduardo, between Eduardo, Rustic Nashville, Audra Meyer, and I know I'm probably missing a few, quite a few. They've ordered a lot of females.
There was, the name is escaping me, and it's going to bother me. We had one last week, or early this week, who had 12, and her package got lost.
I know.
Thanks, Postal Service.
Right.
It was on her 12th order, she ordered 8 cans, the large cans of extreme food. And of course, that was the one that got lost.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been the one that was one beta plushie like you see behind Lisa. It was 8 cans of food. But she had ordered 12 times. So when we saw that, I mean, we would have handled any customer the exact same way. But when I saw, I was like, oh, 12 orders, good grief.
Wow,
You know,
yeah.
we got to eat that one. There's no debate. There wouldn't have been a debate anyway, but I hope y'all know what I'm saying. But listen, thank you all.
Yes,
This has
thank
been
you.
an overwhelming thing for us. And I can't tell you how much fun it's been, how much I've learned over the last year and a half. But I know if we went back a year and a half when we were doing I was actually alone that night. I don't know what your deal was
When?
I announced that the website was up.
I don't know.
It was in the basement, and I was alone that night for whatever reason. And
You probably made me mad or something, and I just
probably.
left you alone.
If you would have asked me that night, what do you think you'll have end of January 2022, I would have said, I'll be happy with 1,000. If we get 1,000 orders by then, wow, that's a lot. But
And
10,000?
And every single one of those 10,000 orders has been packed by us one way or the other. I mean, they've either been packed by him, packed by me. We have had our hands on everything as far as taking it out of the boxes, out of the crates, or off the whatever you call those pallets, and putting it away, putting it through inventory, ordering it. All of that has been done between John and I. And as far as setting up the website, that's all John.
Hi, thank you.
Everything. So it's like, yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of
It's a lot
work.
for 2 people. We probably should have help, and we will have help someday. But right now, the whole operation is out of our house, and that's not unless the employee was one of our kids, which that's not even an option because they're all accounted for. It would just be weird to have that, to have people
In
coming
our
to our house, where do you park for work? In my boss's driveway. I mean, it would just be weird. So that's why we do it all on our own. And, we have a good system. We have a good partnership here where we divvy up responsibilities and it makes it go smoothly. And, it keeps me from sitting at the computer all day, which if I had somebody packing orders, that's what I would do. I would sit at the computer all day. And I know it. I'd be watching videos about how they make candy and all of that kind of stuff.
You're so funny.
But no, it's been an absolute pleasure. I can't wait to fast forward to a year and a half from now and see what we're saying. I mean, if it's 20,000 by then, I will be through the moon. I mean, that's 20,000 that we never expected to happen.
Right.
What we're experiencing right now is what we dreamt of back when we had the shop. So, I could sit here all night long and just talk about how thankful I am for, everything that's happened over the last year and a half and things that will hopefully be happening in the very near future.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. You haven't made us rich people, but you've made us very, very happy people.
Yes, thank you.
And not a single day goes by that we're not thankful for what we do.
And
for a
thank you
living.
for your patience as far as the betas go. It's been a little, how do I put this? Like in the beginning, I took the betas down purposely because of the holidays and not wanting them to get stuck in shipping and get hurt and, cold and die and all that kind of stuff. So I purposely didn't restock on them during that time because why should I have more betas to take care of for them to sit in their containers longer and all that. So I decided to let my inventory go down pretty low. And then the last shipment I was supposed to get in, it got kind of messed up and everything as far as the transshipper getting them in because of long story, but anyways.
It's the same thing that's going on with everything. The shipping tie-ups and delays and
but
all of that.
I have a shipment coming in, and the good thing is I've been able to spend more time with the betas. Like, it's just, I like having less inventory. I just feel like it's just not quite as overwhelming. And
well, gee, I wonder why. You're the only one taking care of them all.
And I've been able to do more with my own personal tanks, and I've enjoyed that a lot. So I even, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe it. I have cherry red shrimp babies. I can keep cherry red shrimp now, not just a mono shrimp. I can keep shrimp. I know how to do this now. I figured it out, and now they breed. Like, wow. Not that I've heard they're hard to breed.
I was just about to say, everything I've seen is like they're almost like breeding guppies.
They're so adorable. They're just like, they're so cute. They're like little fleas almost in the water, and they jump around, and they're so freaking adorable. And I get down there to my shrimp tank, and I have my flashlight because they're so small. My eyes are so bad that I need my flashlight along with the light for the tank. And I'm looking, and I'll try to show John. He's like, I can't see him.
I can't see them. My eyes have gone so bad. I don't even know. It's embarrassing. I'm going to have to put on some Walter White glasses here sooner or later. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. I don't know. But
well, and I wanted to say hi to quite a few people, or not quite a few, but you know what I mean. Just say hey like I do now and tell everybody hey. Daryl Deemer, it's great to see you, and I hope you're having a great evening. Curtis Crump, Anna Klimenko, hello. And Geek Boy, how are you tonight? Melissa Jeswald, hi. I hope Jax is doing good and Crush. Furloughs Aquatics, Tracy Walker, Oink Master, how are you? Donna Horton, and I'll just, 2 more people so I don't hold the stream up, but I see Science Gal is in here, and also, oh, Jimmy P's Aquarium. And hello to everybody else, too.
yeah, see, and you just made 400 people mad because you didn't say hi to them. That's why I don't do that. But I think that's nice of you. I'm not the only one running this show, so, you know, hey, you do what you want to do. I'm not going to stop you.
Okay.
But I don't like big... I make people mad enough just being myself.
I see Patty Petite is in here. She got Gordon this week. She did a little video on the unboxing of Gordon, a goldfish that Eduardo sent her.
Nice.
He's so cute.
That's perfect.
And he got there safely, and we didn't have a heat pack in there, and he did fine.
Thankfully. Okay. I have to do this. And I'm not going to say any names, because even if I was going to say names, I would have to look it up, and it would take too long, and I'm not into embarrassing anybody in particular.
Oh.
But I had a rather interesting order the other day to our website. Yeah, I have one right there.
Uh-oh.
Turn the camera here so that you can see that.
The Discus plushie.
Right there. That is the plush Discus. Okay, let me put it back now. Somebody ordered one of those, and that's not uncommon. I mean, a lot of times people will order just a beta plushie or the Discus plushie, or we're out of the snails right there. They sold out like that. But whatever, that's not uncommon. But the individual emailed me like 15 minutes later and said, can I cancel that order? I made the mistake and thought I was just getting a really good deal on a live Discus.
That's too funny.
I suppose with the Discus and with the plecos, because they're the size of them, it kind of is the size of a regular, like a full-grown, very mature Discus. that I could not help but get a little chuckle out of that. So if you're watching, whoever that was that did that, thank you for giving me a laugh that day. That was interesting.
Yeah, that was adorable.
And I did refund him and canceled the order just in case you're wondering. But yeah, like, oh my God, a full grown discus for $13.99 and the shipping's only $7.99. Whoa, I got to do it. And it surprises me that the person didn't order like 12. Like, I got to take advantage of this.
Right.
But anyway, yeah. So yeah, thankfully that goldfish survived the shipment properly. And again, on the topic of of goldfish, one of my goldfish has a very unique little habit now.
He likes
and I wonder.
He's not.
Nope.
Freaked me out the first time. I was like,
when I sit at my computer, this is where I sit. My computer's right in front of me. This is where I sit whenever I'm doing anything on the computer, which is a lot. And I have another screen next to it. So basically, everything's screens. I can't see the tank behind Lisa, and I can't see my goldfish tank. She comes in here, and when we're sitting here talking, she will sit in the chair that she's sitting in now, and we'll talk across the table. And she sits down, and she looks over and says, "What's wrong with your goldfish?" And I look over, and we have a goldfish who likes to relax upside down in the same spot every time. I look over there now. I'll look over, and I'm like, "Yep, he's doing it again." He, she, I don't know. Just completely flips upside down and just lays there
and floats like.
Yeah, he's not laying on the substrate. He is, about halfway up the tank, just upside down. And it's the weirdest thing. It's still, every single time I see it, I kind of freak out a little bit, like, oh no, that's just him. That's what he does.
And he swims perfectly fine, eats, does everything like that. It's just like maybe once or twice a day.
It's more than that. But it's as soon as you get up and as soon as there's movement in the room, he flips over and goes to the top. Like, is it eating time?
Right.
He's completely fine. He just likes to sleep upside down.
He acts like a Oscar, a drama Oscar.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Yes.
So you want to get your poll over?
No.
Wasn't it a controversial one? I think you should do that
I don't
first
want to do
thing.
this yet. I think that you should.
Well, I should say hello to Melissa Jeswald, who said thank you to all my fish family before the stream even started.
Right.
And Art became a member. Welcome to the team.
Hey,
and then
welcome.
Melissa Jeswald said, "Please send me good vibes, prayers, and mojo. I'm in the center of a bomb cyclone just east and north of Boston.
Oh no.
24 to 30 inches of snow and 70 miles per hour winds. My fish are in big trouble." Wow.
I hope you stay warm.
That's scary.
That's very scary.
Now, we're in Virginia, and we get hit every once in a while. It's like every 4 years we'll get a decent snowstorm. We got a decent one this year.
That was bad, though, just for the fact that
it shut everything down.
The state wasn't prepared. Like, everything was... 95 was shut down. Jeez. I mean, it was like crazy.
For somebody that lives in Boston or anywhere in New England, or someone that lives in the Midwest or, even farther west like Minnesota, North Dakota, Michigan, if they get a foot of snow, that's laughable to them. That's not even going to slow me down. But for us here in Virginia, we ain't used to that kind of thing.
No.
And people lose their minds
They're
when
like,
there's going to be 12 inches.
If they're driving down the road and a flake starts to fall, they're like, "Oh my God, it's a flake.
I better stop.
I mean,
I
right
better
in
stop
the
and
ditch.
buy up all the bread, all the toilet paper, all the milk,
All the water.
because it's going to be the apocalypse,
I mean, they've even gone as far as, like, we've had gas, like, we've run out of gas.
Yeah, it's ugly. We were very fortunate with this last storm that we had, that we didn't even lose power at all. It didn't even flicker for us.
But a lot of other people did. Like my
there were
mom
people that
did,
were out 7
my
days.
My son did, but his came right back on. But my mom's was out for 5 days. She just cuddled with her 5 cats.
I can't even imagine 24 to 30 inches. We did have that once. And what was that? Was it like 2010? I was in Virginia Beach working, and I had to drive home in that, and it was bad. I could barely get in the driveway. Yeah, that was rough. We don't know what to do when that much snow falls here. So I can't even imagine that. And to put 70 mile per hour winds on top of that.
Yeah.
I'm hearing the Walking Dead theme in my head right now.
Yeah. I hope you're ready for it, Melissa.
They know what they're doing up there. I mean, they got snow blowers and they got all the stuff, and they're like, whatever.
Yeah, but if she loses power, then she's going to get cold, and her cat's going to get cold, and her fish is going to get cold, and that's not good either. So that's really bad. Stay safe.
Should I talk about that? I'm going to.
I don't even.
So I got something today. This was not sent to me. I bought it. And it's something that I'm entertaining carrying on the website. And it's very, very cool. I like it a lot. I've done a lot of videos about ways to be prepared if the power goes out. And that's what we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
I bought this guy. It's an Aquatop product, which is why it says Aquatop in huge letters right there. I've never seen one of these. I've never held one of these until today. This is not a product you see all that often, and there's a really big reason why. But I can tell you, it's a really cool thing. This is a battery backup air pump, has 2 outlets on it, and it's different from the one that we actually carry, which is also an Aquatop product. That has D-size batteries in it. If the power goes out, you put your batteries in it and you can run it. No problem. It can run on battery or it can run on power. This guy here has a built-in lithium-ion battery like your phone does or your laptop or your tablet has, which is very, very cool. You can charge it with USB, or you can plug it into the wall and use it plugged in like a normal air pump. But if the power goes out, it automatically switches to battery power, just like a whole house generator would. Now, this ain't going to help you with heat, but I think it's a very cool product. I'm entertaining the idea of picking it up. There is a problem with it, though. It's expensive. And that's the only drawback that I have, because I don't like carrying things that are kind of out of reach for most people. I didn't pay $100 for this. It's $100 for this. I didn't pay that for it because I was able to buy it wholesale, but still, that's expensive for somebody to buy a product that they hope they never need. So I get it. And it concerns me, like, is anybody going to buy it? I don't know. But whether we pick it up and carry it on the website or not, this is a daggone cool product right here. And it's a lithium-ion battery. You don't have to make sure you have batteries. And if the power goes out, it switches to battery power and it drains the battery out. You can plug it in through to your laptop. You can plug it in your car, charge it up.
You can plug your phone in it, and you don't lose your battery, and you can still.
I don't think it drains the power. I don't think it provides power. I don't think it's that kind of a thing.
No, I think you can put your plug in it and keep using your phone, right?
This will not charge your phone.
Oh. Never mind.
But you can plug this into your phone charger in the car and charge this in the car. You can do that. But I don't think this is a power delivery device that's going to power your phone. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's an expensive product, but I think it's very cool.
What does it do?
It's an air pump.
Oh, duh.
Hi, welcome to the conversation, Lisa.
I thought you meant it was just a charging machine, like a battery charging machine to plug something in and charge something. I wasn't.
TC said, give it a test run. That's what I was doing earlier today. It's got a little touch screen on it.
I'll let you guys know how it charges the phone, though.
So, I don't know if TC was saying give it a test run as far as testing out whether it runs on power or battery. But he might have been saying, test it, see if it charges your phone. So right now it's plugged into the wall. I got a little power strip here that has our cameras and everything plugged into it. So it's plugged in to the wall, and you can't hear it. I mean, it makes no noise whatsoever. But as soon as you unplug it, it doesn't even skip a beat. It just keeps on going. And now it's on battery power. You see that it's showing battery power up there. So it's cool. I like it. I'm going to use it. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up and carry it on the site, though, just because it's an expensive thing.
Well, I'm going to test that thing out and see how it does. I'll let everybody know how it does with my phone and my...
There's a USB cord right there.
Sponge filters.
Plug your phone. That's a USB-C on your phone, right?
Is it for my phone?
Yeah, I think. I'm going to do it right now.
Ooh, it does.
I find it hard to believe that this would charge your phone. It
does! Charging. 70. Wait, I've got to show everybody.
That's wild.
Hold on. Hold it again.
Aquatop, you're welcome.
Does it come up? It does. See, it's charging. See the battery? Can you see it? The battery? Charging?
I mean, you can see it, but I don't know which is which. People with Androids, those silly Android phones, you'll know.
Well,
That's crazy.
Right. I was right.
That's crazy. So let me start the infomercial over. And that's not all. You can charge your phones with this. I'm not trying to sell this product. Like I said, I don't know if I'm even going to carry it, just because there's not a lot of people out there looking for a $100 air pump, and I get that. But I thought I would show it to you because it's cool. If you're interested in it, don't order it off of Amazon. Order it from somebody else. And there you go. You're welcome, Aquatop. So back to this. Leo Contreras, or should I say Leo 209 Aquatics. Greedo is loving his beta log and his Aquatop. He's a spunky beta.
Oh, good.
Is it okay to feed him frozen or freeze-dried bloodworms?
Yes.
3 times a week or less?
That's fine. 3 times a week is fine. Like every other day or something. Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
You feed bloodworms, what, twice a week?
Yeah. I found out I'm allergic to bloodworms. I didn't realize how I've always been really cautious not touching them, but I did the other day, and I broke out. Like, it was horrible. Like, huge, like a hive like that big on my neck, and I was red everywhere and itching my face. I had touched my lip, and my lip had swelled up, and it was horrible. My eyes were itchy. I was like, oh my God. So there's such thing as being allergic to bloodworms. All these years I've been in fish keeping, and that's the first time it's ever happened.
She thaws out like 20 cubes and goes down there with a spoon and
a
puts
spoon
them in
and a bowl, and
all the beta tanks, and
they each get their own little spoon.
And now the pea puffer tanks.
Yeah.
Tank.
Oh my gosh, those pea puffers. They eat bloodworms like, what's that?
Lady and the Tramp.
Yes. And whoever loses gets mad and goes after the other one. So I have to put more in there. They're so cute.
It is so funny. Can't wait to figure out what to do with them. We have ideas, but Scuba Steve brings up a good point. He says, imagine having an Android. I can't, because that's like blaspheme in my world. He's just like, imagine having an Android. God, how much that would suck.
Well, I've never owned an iPhone ever. He talked me into getting an Apple computer thing, just for like,
because they just work. I was on
editing and sharing stuff from his office to my office, and it's like it was easier just to have the same kind of computer. So it's the only reason why I have an Apple computer, but I still use my old-fashioned laptop that is Windows.
I was trying to convince somebody last night on the phone, he who will remain nameless. He is an Android user.
Oh, good. Sounds like a smart person.
And I said, hey, you want to do this right, you got to get yourself a Mac. And then once you get yourself a Mac, you're going to end up getting an iPhone, AirDrop, that whole thing. But anyway.
It's convenient for us as far as working and stuff goes. It's easier for us to share stuff and everything. When it gets difficult is when I'm out and I need to share something. Then I have my Android, so it's a little harder. Then I got to stick it on the MyCloud and send it to him that way. But hey, technology, you can do it one way or the other.
Greg Witt just bought another Title 110 from my favorite channel. That is very nice of you. I believe I saw that. That was $9,990, and I packed that up today and shipped it out.
Nice.
That was 10 shy of that 10,000 mark, but thank you very much for that, Greg. It's on its way to you. And Christopher Scott says, I just put in a good size order for food the other day. And I don't know how far. That was 9,986.
Wow.
They're all on the front page, so that helps. All these recent orders. Thank you all so much for that. We appreciate every single one. We don't care if you're ordering one little bottle of fishless fuel, which happens a lot. That's a great product, and a lot of people do that. And we treat those people the same as we would any others. Everybody does. It's not like we're doing anything special. I'm just saying. That doesn't get any less attention than others do. Love My Wet Pets, Michael McShane, and Ron Foss Fish House Keeper became members tonight. Love My Wet Pets and Michael McShane are one and the same. It sounded like I announced three new members. We've known him
for a very long time.
Yeah, he was a customer of ours back at the shop.
Yes.
Not physically at the shop, but he was ordering from us. He's another New Englander.
Yes.
And yeah, I can even tell you his name on YouTube used to be Love My Honda Fit.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
I have a good memory for some things, but not everything.
Not everything.
Fish Fan 20 Gallon Long decided he was going to put up he or she. We haven't established that, have we? I just made this really awkward, and I'm sorry. I'm going to assume he decided to put up a big, beautiful pink stripe across the top, a $50 super chat.
Oh,
wow.
Thank
you are amazing. Thank you so much.
That's
Every
so
week,
nice.
this person is doing that, and it's
nice.
spoiling us. Take yourselves out to eat. Thank you for all that you've done for us. That is very, very nice of you. And King George, $50 get you a real nice dinner. So we will take advantage of that. Travel to freaking Maryland and go to Chipotle. That'll cost $50.
Yeah. Okay. So let me tell you, this is how it is here. If you go to Maryland, so where we're at, it's 45 minutes to go to Chipotle in Fredericksburg, or it's 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to go to Chipotle in La Plata. So we'll go over the bridge and go to La Plata. Well, I went once and I thought, while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and pick up a bottle of wine.
But you can't.
I didn't know. I went to 3 stores in Maryland before I figured it out, finally asked somebody. I was like, where's your wine section? And the guy's like, ma'am, that's illegal in Maryland.
You hooligan.
To sell wine at a grocery store, you have to go to an ABC store. And I was like, what? I have to go to an ABC store to buy wine. So I have to go to one state to buy Chipotle, and I got to go back to the other state to buy wine. It's like, this is messed up. Ugh.
That's why I don't drink. I don't have to worry about all that stuff.
Jeez. Oh, I see you, Fishy Mon. I see you.
Okay. Leo comes in again and says, I'm 1 away from 10. 10 what? 10 what, Leo? So placing it next week. Forgot to ask in the other super chat, the Pisces temp is reading 82 to 84. Is that okay? It's not too bad, but it shouldn't be that high with the heater being a preset to 78. So maybe it's sitting in a part of the room that's particularly hot. I believe you're in California. So I know the weather's always glorious there. But maybe it's next to a window or something that's letting in a lot of heat. your fish is not going to die in 82 to 84 degree water, but I'm concerned as to why it's that hot when the heater's supposed to only take it to 78. So
is it a very small tank?
It's one of the Pisces that he got from us.
Oh, that's what he meant. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can't quite get that in my head that's what the tank is called. I just think, Aquatop.
The tank is called that, and the heaters are called that because they're made for that. So, but yeah, it's not going to kill your fish, but hopefully there's nothing wrong with it. I would definitely look into where the tank is. That might have something to do with why it's hot the way it is. Poetic Song 725. Any tips for breeding betas? Also interested in attempting neon rainbows, dwarf gouramis, or the clown killies. Oh boy, here we go. You do it. I mean, you're the beta lady.
Well, as far as breeding betas go, I don't like to really give out a lot of information about that because I don't know. Something about people breeding betas in their basement or whatever, but and that's okay if you do, as long as you have a backup plan and everything and you do the right thing with them. I think the best thing, what I can advise you to do to get the best information, if you want to know how to do it really well and the right way without me having to spend a whole lot of time going over it on a live stream, is check out Dexter's World.
I was going to say the exact same thing.
I have watched so many videos. I've read about it. I've read books. I've done research and stuff like that as far as beta breeding goes. But the one person that has explained it and given me or
made it
shows
feel like
it
common sense.
Yeah, with a real good visual everything, is Dexter's World. He is on YouTube and he has a playlist for breeding betas, and I totally recommend checking him out because he does it the right way. Well, he does it the way that it just makes sense.
And you're going to see the way he does it. You're going to see how you don't have to have fancy equipment. You don't have to have this elaborate setup.
Yeah.
He breeds them in like Tupperware containers,
and
like
then,
totes.
And then they go in the little liquor jars and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's shocking how primitive it is the way he does it. He doesn't have it in big fancy tanks with elaborate water changing systems and all of this. It's literally just a little tub of water, and he puts it together and it happens. And he's
so fun to watch.
It is. His videos are very, very entertaining. He can do a whole lot better at advising you than we can. And he even shows you how to get live food and how to culture your own live food and all that kind of stuff. So it's worth the subscription. Trust me.
Yeah, and just make sure you have a backup plan as far as breeding, like...
What she means by backup plan is know what you're going to do with all of the fry, because you can get overrun with beta fry very quickly, because sometimes they can have like 300 at a time if you got a good set.
Yeah, don't just breed them to breed them for no reason. Like, if you have a plan, whether you're going to, sell them, or if you're going to, donate them to your club or something like that, just have a plan for where they go.
Absolutely. Steve Plumsky have 8 Endler males, 7 pick on 1. Oh. Wednesday, the one slowed down a lot and will position himself in the corner and defend himself. Oh. What can I do to help? Put him in another tank.
Yeah, might be.
I mean, hopefully you have more than one community tank. Then you can fit that little fella in there. They're not going to stop. There's nothing that you can do that's going to make him become one of the pack. If he hasn't been accepted, he's not going to be. There's a reason. It's maybe the other males are, they're all males in there. So, they're all bitter because they can't get what they want. And so they're all bickering. Imagine you put 8 dudes in a room.
He's probably the weaker link. And he's just going to get picked on until he's killed at this point.
You put Me, Corey, Joey, Bob Steenfott, Zenzo Tazawa, Drew Clark, Fishy Biz. Give me two more. James from Fish Room Fever and Chattanooga Ed. Okay, you put all of us in a 2-car garage. We live in there permanently. Eventually, Bob Steenfott's going to start getting his butt kicked because we're all going to be upset. We're all going to be mad because what we want is on the other side of that wall and we can't get to it because we're all dudes. We're stuck in this room. We stink. We don't like each other. We get on each other's nerves and we're all going to take it out on Bob Steenfott. That's what's going to happen. So look at it from the human standpoint.
Poor Bob.
Bob could probably kick every person I put on that list's butt. But anyway, I know he could kick mine. But who was it? Somebody.
I could kick your butt. Turn around.
You could. But anyway, I like to do that. I like to use the human analogy. I know some people think that that's silly, but to me, it just makes it make more sense. Like, think about what would happen if you put all that testosterone in one room. Eventually, there's going to be a fight. Same thing happens in a fish tank. And you...
Especially if you're eating the same food all the time,
you can't,
every day.
Yeah, and you're stuck. The other 7 are not going to just spontaneously be like, okay, you can stay. They're not going to do that.
I mean, you never know what that fish did. It could have made some real stinky mess in there. They're like,
the best thing Bob Steenfott could do in that situation is just find a way out of the room because we're not going to stop kicking his butt. It's just the way it's going to happen.
Gosh.
Bob knows I love him. UPSer living the dream. Hey, you guys, said just like Sloth on Goonies. I just set up a brand new 75-gallon planted tank and ordered some beautiful Melanotania Cali Tawa rainbows. Oh. Any other fish suggestions to go with rainbows, which go with pretty much anything?
I don't know anything about rainbows.
Rainbows are community fish that are friendly and don't bother anything, and they're beautiful.
And they grow really, really slow.
And that's all you need to know about them. So
we saw some really pretty rainbows at House of Tropicals. They were like babies, though, and they were adorable. And I almost came home with them, and then I was like, yeah, where am I going to put them?
She almost did that thing that, I did that day.
Yeah.
The impulse buying of fish, I bought pea puffers. I don't know if you can hear my dog screaming in the background, but he's crying like a little wiener out there, and it's really distracting me a lot. Suggestions for rainbow tank mates. I mean, any community fish. I know people don't like this about me, but I am simple. I'm easy to please when it comes to fish. I like a tank full of Danios. I mean, I have Danios right there. I have white clouds with my goldfish. I have a whole tank full of yellow labs. I like Oscars. I mean, it's simple for me. But I can tell you, one of my new obsessions is the daggone Congo tetras. Another slow grower, not quick to blow up as far as the colors go, but when they do, look out. So that's what I'm going to suggest to you. Because I could automatically go through our normal go-to rummy nose tetras, harlequins, some of our favorites, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to say Congos, and that's what I'm going to say. I hope that helps. That's a cool get there for a 75-gallon planted tank. I like that. Rustic Nashville spoiling us like she always does. Thanks so much for all y'all do.
Aww.
Sounds just like a girl from Tennessee. I made my first order when I saw your video on shipping betas. Yay, cherry shrimp babies. Make a video on them.
Maybe I will. I could make so many videos right now. I'm surprised John's not like kicking me in my butt. Honestly, you should have seen me the other day.
Nothing I can do.
It was kind of, I'm sure it was funny like from his seat, but I had a ladder and I was inside this tank right here because I saw one holding mama And I normally see like 5 or 6, but I had a tank ready for her. And I was like, I've got an empty 10-gallon tank. I'm going to do it. And where's that? It's not down here, is it, the net? I came down with this net. It was about this big. And John laughed at me.
Yeah. What are you going to do with that? It's a 240-gallon tank that's 3 feet tall. And you're 5 foot nothing. Like, your arms are this long. You can't do anything with that.
So I got a bigger net. But anyways, it took me like 30 minutes. And I was in there, and I finally got her. And I took her downstairs, and I'm going to let her do it naturally. I'm not going to use the tumblers or anything like that. We'd been through that many, many times years ago. Hundreds and thousands of babies that away. I just wanted to let her do it naturally. And when she does spit them out, I'll stick her in another tank, give her a little bit of food, get her strength back up, and stick her back in there. But I'm excited for the babies.
That is not to say that we frown on egg tumblers, because we certainly don't. I mean, they are an extremely effective way of breeding, especially if you have your fish have the tendency to eat their own fry.
Well,
which happens.
You know what? Using a tumbler is good for a few reasons. I mean, the mom, the female, she can get her strength back quicker. She can eat, and do all that. Spawn
again faster.
Yeah, I mean, it's great if you're trying to breed for profit, and you want to make money and you want the fish to be healthy and not, starve. I mean, in nature, that's what happens. That's what they do. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing more glorious to see than a female spit her fry out.
Oh my gosh.
That is the most magical thing.
Watch her open her mouth and you see the little eyes. Mm-hmm. The little eyes are peeking through her mouth. They're so adorable.
And what's even cooler, if you can ever see this, it's worth breeding African cichlids just to see this happen. She spits the fry out, and it's like she lets them out to play, and they're all scattering around and scurrying around, and they get spooked, and they all go back in her mouth.
Go right back in her mouth. It's so cute.
It is the coolest thing ever,
gosh.
and I could watch that over and over and over again. I tried for years to get that on film, or not film, but you know what I mean, to film it, and I was never successful at doing that. That is the coolest thing to see. I love it.
Definitely. But we used to have like rows of tumblers just with different ones. We would have imbunos, peacocks, haps, all different, whoever we could catch. And
you can see that in our second video ever uploaded to the channel. You can see that tank. It was a 33 long, and it had probably 40 egg tumblers in it, and we would write on the glass what it was.
Right.
And they would all just be going, and we only had, in the entire time we were doing that, one egg fall out of the tumbler.
Oh, we didn't know what it was.
Turn into a fry, and we had no idea what it was.
I had to wait. It was so funny. But yeah, those were some of the best times. I think some of the best times. I do too. It was so much fun breeding African cichlids. So
I had to go screw everything up and say, we should get a shop right across the street. I take responsibility for that. It's my fault. Tesla Killdozer decided to come in with a 571 and said, hi, John and Lisa. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you very much for that. Leslie Perry took my pleco to the local fish store today at 14.5 inches. He deserves more than a 125. Aww. I'm heartbroken and cried all day.
Aww.
I feel like I dumped him there. He was my favorite fish ever. 30 plus years in the hobby. Tell me I did the right thing.
I feel like if you think that you needed to do that because it was what was best for him, then yeah, you did the right thing.
I cannot argue that you did the right thing. I'm going to be that guy.
Oh no, don't make her cry.
No, I'm going to be that guy. And I don't care who this pisses off.
Oh.
Unless it's Leslie. I don't want to piss Leslie off. I want to make Leslie feel better. If it's bothering you that bad, Leslie, go get your fish back.
Yeah, go get your fish back.
Go get him and bring him back and put him in that 125. Why? Because A 125 is better than what probably 97% of the fish keepers put common plecos in. So if you had a 14 and a half incher in there, you were doing well by that fish. And plecos are not overly active. Common plecos are not overly active fish. And they'll do fine in a 125. Can they be in something better? I mean, sure. But a 125, like I said, is way better than what most people do. If it's bothering you that bad, go get your fish back. I'm telling you. If you need, to me, I can't do it other than just paying you. But you need a refund of that 2020 to buy the fish back from the fish store. They shouldn't make you do that. I mean, for crying out loud, when we had our shop, if somebody surrendered a fish and they came back in crying, I'd be like, please take this fish back.
Yeah,
if you're crying over it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine the fish store would have a problem with that. It's 8:51 on the East Coast. I don't know where you're at. If there's still time, go back and get your fish.
And then post a picture of you with your fish on Tank Talk.
That's right. Do it. Because, I mean, I've known, just trust me. I know, I've seen in my almost 30 years now of keeping glass boxes full of water, I've seen so many plecos in tanks smaller than that.
Yeah. And it sounds like you were really just trying to do the right thing, which is really awesome, because not everybody would do that. They wouldn't think about their fish like that. I mean, they should, but not everybody does.
Here's the main argument I have, Leslie, and I want you to think about this seriously. I've actually considered going back to get him. She says, there's no rule of what that fish is going to go into if they sell him at the fish store. So you took that fish in. I'm not going to argue with you if you feel like you did the right thing. I mean, that's a 6-foot tank. I'm assuming it's a 6-foot 125. But the thing is, you surrendered that fish to the fish store. I'm assuming they didn't buy it from you. And they might sell it to somebody that's going to take it home and put it in a 55.
That's true. And they do sell quick. The big ones sell quick. We had people surrender them all the time, and they would get bought really fast. So
in the end, imagine how heartbroken you would be if you found out that happened. Or they took it home and put it in a 75. Or took it home and put it in a 125, just like you already have them in. Then you would be saying to yourself, I put myself through all of that, and the fish is no better than he was when I had him. So listen, this might seal the deal for you, Leslie. If you appreciate my opinion and Lisa's opinion, if you had asked us tonight, instead of saying, I already did it, if you had said, I have my common pleco in a 125, he's my favorite fish in the world. If I get rid of him, I'm going to be heartbroken and I'm going to cry all day. But should I surrender him to the fish store? I'd have told you no. I'd have said nope, because of all the reasons that I'm giving you right now. So go get your fish back, and please post it on Tank Talk when you get him back in there.
Yeah. So Scuba Steve wants to know, I had a common pleco for like 6 years. He was in my 75-gallon when he passed. He was at 10 inches long. Does this make me a bad fish keeper?
How old was it? 7 years?
6 years.
Listen, I'm not gonna call that kind of a fish keeper a bad fish keeper. You're not gonna get me to say that. We try to preach, kind of a common sense approach to this hobby, and we always say bigger's always better, and I put the Michael Scott clips in there. That's what she said. We're always talking about that, but the reality is, there are so many common plecos out there in a 29-gallon tank.
They're smaller. The thing is, new fish keepers go to Petco or PetSmart. They see these little common plecos in a 10-gallon tank, and they buy a 10-gallon starter kit, and they go home, and that's what it always lives in. And they don't know any better because that's what they bought it in. So it's like, I just feel like, if you're doing the best you can, you're upgrading, you're giving them the room that they need, You're not keeping them in the same size tank that you bought them in. You're researching, you're trying, you're doing your water changes so they're not in nasty water. Then you're doing your best. I mean.
Yep. And common plecos get big. We all know that. But even if you watch that Steve Poland video, which is one of the most brilliant videos ever produced when it comes to fish keeping, you see them in the wild and they're 16, 18 inches.
They're big, yeah.
They're not 2 feet. Just because the book says they can get 2 feet, and just because we've said it in videos they can get 2 feet, doesn't mean they're all going to get 2 feet. I've had my common pleco. He's actually right there.
Yeah, he's big.
He's under the log. I don't know if you can see him in the video, but he's right there. What's he, maybe 13, 14 inches? He isn't any bigger than the bikers, I can tell you that. And I've had that fish for a long time. I bought him, he was like 5 inches, and I bought him and put him in the 75 knowing I was going to move him up.
Right.
I have footage of him that I use in videos regularly. He's like that big, and he's grown like 8 inches in a 360.
Yeah.
I mean, they're slow growers, and I don't know. It's we can preach all day that you should have them in as big a tank as possible. But there's a lot of common plecos out there that have been spoiled in a 75-gallon tank. Mm-hmm. Am I going to tell you you should do that? No. But, people have done it, and they've spoiled those fish and made them feel like kings, even though it's in a tank that's too small. Anyway, moving on. Othie and Shauna, haven't seen that name in here in a while. Long time since I've said, hey, get overly excited and went a little overboard. So been a little overwhelmed. Have y'all ever had that happen? Love y'all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Many times.
There was that year where nobody was streaming or doing videos on KG Tropicals.
I mean, it's this hobby especially. You can overwhelm yourself right out of this hobby. And we try to preach that, like, kind of use restraint, but at the same time we also know how difficult it is to,
because I mean, like, MTS, multiple tank syndrome, is definitely a thing. It's so easy to go to a fish store, see cool fish. I saw those green neon tetras and I was like, oh, I want those. I saw those little baby rainbows and I was like, I want those. And it's like, it's hard, but you have to restrain yourself. Restrain, is that right?
Restrain.
Yeah, restrain yourself from just getting something because you like it and then running home and starting up a new tank, because life happens. And when life happens and something pops up, whether you get sick or, somebody passes away in your family, or you lose your job, and just something happens and your life changes and lifestyle changes, and then you just don't have that time to spend with your fish. That's tough. That sucks really bad.
Yeah, but
so don't.
He's already done it, so it's not like he's saying, I'm thinking of going overboard. He said he done did it.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So, but you know what? I've met and have known a lot of people that have these massive, elaborate fish rooms. That's what they do. That's all they do. And they're thrilled. Just because it gets overwhelming for us doesn't mean that it's going to be that way for everybody. So, embrace the overboard and enjoy it. Because you're still young, so you got it. You're okay.
Well, I tell you, I was in over my head. I felt like in the very beginning of starting the beta room, and it was like, oh my gosh, all these betas, and it was like, then we started doing the aquashellas and going to this and that, and it's like everything I had to catch back up, even though I had my son helping me out a little bit. And helping me with the betas and stuff. It's overwhelming sometimes, and it's just like, now that I'm at a place where my inventory is lower, I can breathe again, and I kind of like it, but I'm just taking a small break.
You know, I mean, the hobby can be overwhelming, but the funny thing is we've noticed this. In fact, we've already mentioned it tonight. You can be overwhelmed with this hobby and you can start thinking, God, I wish I could just slow down. And then you slow everything down and you start thinking, you know, that was really great when we had all those tanks like we did in the garage. Yeah. So it's weird. It's like, oh, this has become too much. But when you don't have it anymore, that's when you're going to miss it. I mean, to me, that garage that was an oversized, it was really a 3-car garage. Mm-hmm. We had 127 tanks in that. We just started making videos. That was the best time we've ever had as fish keepers.
Oh my gosh, it was. It was so much fun. Breeding African cichlids has got to be one of the most favorite parts to me of being a fish keeper, for sure.
Well, and you're back to doing it again now.
Wow.
Technically.
Yeah, kind of. I feel
like
this
fish are not going to be for sale, y'all. Don't go freaking out.
This is just the beginning.
Furloughs Aquatics says 6 months and I'll be a member for 3 years. Whoa. Time sure does fly. Isn't it ridiculous? I mean,
yeah.
But back to what I was talking about in the very beginning, when we had the 10,000th order, I was like, wow, that is so crazy. And when I looked and I saw that it had been a year and a half, it was like, where did that year and a half go?
I know.
I mean, it was gone. Crazy, but loved every minute of it. So Darth Lobster, what a cool name, became a member. Klaus Aquatics, just curious, are you still able to identify dude in the yellow lab tank?
He's the only one that doesn't run away.
Yeah, that's very true.
He's still pretty sizable now, though, as far as like he measures up to some of the smaller ones we already had, but we still know. I think
it's the easiest way to identify him.
He's that one, right? Come here, dude. Come here.
When I walk up to the tank,
that's dude. Did you see him? That was dude.
They're all over the place.
No, he sat there and he looked at me and he waved his little fin like that.
If we walk up to the tank and it's not like feeding time, like we spook them or something like that, like she said, the entire pack, 59 fish now, it's like they just retreat into the rocks, except dude, he stays out and he's like, what's up? He doesn't care. He doesn't get spooked like the other fish do. So it's funny. Mm-hmm. That's how we tell them apart. Yeah. And then he usually, when I feed him, it takes a while to feed them because they eat so much, but the whole flock will be up at the top just going nuts, and he'll be down at the bottom picking them off as they fall through. So he's usually pretty easy to identify, but he's almost the same size as all of the other fish in there now. Yeah. So, but dude's our guy. We love him. Yes. Darth Lobster, considering how long I've watched, should I join? Well, you did. So you answered your own question. Last year today, I set up my fish wall. Wish I could show you the pics and then and now. Well, you can send the now pictures to the Tank Talk group. I am not on there as much because Facebook is the devil, but she's on there quite a bit. And I do go on there from time to time. So that's the way you could do it. Or Instagram, KG_tropicals, all lowercase.
Oh, yeah.
Instagram is another way you could do it.
Tag KG Tropicals.
Dalton Johnson, sorry we're so late here, but he says, love watching you guys. Well, we love having you. It's a lot of fun. I don't know if he's still here with us. Hopefully he is. But thank you. Thank you for being around. We have a lot of fun having you. Cheryl Fenning became a member. Wow, we're being spoiled tonight. Whips World, this isn't enough for dinner, but take yourself out to a what is that word?
I can't see it.
Coolie taco. Coolie tacos. I guess that's what it is.
Coolie tacos.
Thanks for all you do. Listen,
you, Whip.
we have a Taco Bell.
I don't like our Taco Bell.
A mile and a half from our house. A mile and a half from our mile. A mile and a half from our house. I think they actually have the most pleasant service of all of the other restaurants that we have in King George.
Really?
Yeah. Always very professional, very polite. And we could get like 5 tacos with that. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Zach Wild coming through.
I'll get the bean burrito.
There you go. Davey Larson became a member. So much love from members tonight. Thank you all so much. Edge of Society Prod. How to handle a likely cyanobacteria problem in my planted tank on plants and substrate. Thank you. Thanks for helping me go from 0 to 8 tanks in 3 months.
Wow.
You see what we're saying? This is what happens to people.
Oh, that's some terrible stuff too. It's green, it smells, it's nasty.
Last time you had that, you used erythromycin on it, didn't you?
Yeah, and turn the lights off.
Yeah.
But, oh wait. Is that what it was? Or did I use it? I thought it was the green algae.
I'm pretty sure that's the one that you used erythromycin on, and it took care of it pretty quick.
I actually have it in one of my tanks right now. That's empty. But it's right by a window, and it's just, yeah. It's the prettiest green. It's so pretty.
I'm glad you brought that up because we were talking before about my goldfish that likes to hang out upside down. And what I forgot to mention is the funniest part of it. If you've seen that goldfish tank in videos, I did a video recently, just a couple of weeks ago, where I was working with that tank through the whole video. The window's right next to it. And the way the sun comes in, sometimes you can see like it just gets the corner of the tank. And that's where he sits upside down. So it's like he's literally sunbathing on his back in the sun. And we get all the algae right there. I have to scrape it off. It's annoying. But that he sunbathes. That's what he does. He doesn't go to the other corner. He's in the same corner every single time. And it's almost like he's sunbathing. It's ridiculous. Leo comes in again. It's on a dresser next to my 240 breeders. You think the heat off those can cause it? It's next to a wall also. I don't know if that can cause it. Aquariums will let off some heat.
Yeah.
So it certainly could do it, especially if it's between them. He says next to. Maybe separate it and see what's going on. If you think about it, if they're right next to each other, that heat can transfer between the two, especially if you like to keep it a little warmer in the house. The heat's not going to dissipate through the house. It's going to go straight over there. It could certainly do that. So you can try that. And Leo, she is always looking at the regular chat. You don't have to super chat every time you want to say something.
Definitely.
I'm just saying, you spoil us. Furloughs Aquatics, I was just texting with him the other night. John, look up Cherry Red Congo Tetras.
Cherry Red
Thank me later.
Tetras. Ooh.
Do it right now. I'm going to do it right now.
Do it.
I think I can screenshot it or screen share, but I'm not gonna because that's when weird things happen. There's nothing weird on my computer, but yeah, sure. Why not? Yep, I'll take it. Absolutely.
Well, I guess I'll have to look it up on my phone since I can't see it on yours. Let's
Let me see. Here's what I'll do. I'll show it on here.
Cherry.
I will steal. You don't have to do it. I'm going to show it on here.
Well, I have a delay.
There we go.
Congo Tetra.
Yep.
Ooh. Oh, those are really pretty.
Yeah, I'll take 12. Thank you very much. I'll find somewhere to put them. It's no big deal.
They're really, really pretty.
Yeah, I like that. If that's one. I mean, I typed in Cherry Red Congo Tetra. That's what popped up. That might be something else. I don't know. But it looks like a Congo, so.
No, it is.
Yep, I'll take it.
That's really nice.
Sure. Send me a bill. No problem. Speaking of Bill, he has a fish that he wants to send me. And I'm a little nervous about it.
Though.
It's very exciting, but it's a big fish and it's scary. But it's a 12-inch ornate biker to go right there. So we'll see. I told him I don't know if I'm going to let him do it because it's very nice of him, but that's a big fish to be shipping. I'm not saying he can't do it, but I'm not going to sleep the night before. We love Eric, though. I'm going to be in the state he lives in.
I know, and then you guys aren't even going to get to see each other.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Too bad.
RTV Crow, how do you quarantine shrimp and plants? We did not quarantine the shrimp that we have because they went in a tank by themselves.
Yeah,
so
I had an established tank already. I
and they're all that's in there.
Yeah, well, I had a tank with a mono shrimp in there for a long time, and also the snails, some nearite snails. But then I transferred them, I stuck them in another tank, and so that tank was already established. It was, ready to go for more shrimp, but I did a water change and still left it kind of the way they like it. Threw some more catappa leaves in there and stuff, and just threw my new cherry shrimp in there, and they had babies. Exciting.
They love it. So yeah, I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, if you and plants, quarantining any fish is basically putting them in a tank that is not with other fish. Preferably a tank that is filtered and all of that, just like a normal aquarium, but they're in a tank by themselves, isolated. That's how you do it. We typically, when we're putting plants in a tank, they're brand new tanks. So they're not quarantined because they go in a tank that's brand new. They're kind of quarantined that way. We haven't added plants to an established tank in a long time.
No.
So, but you would do it the exact same way. You would put them in a tank alone, and with plants, it doesn't have to be quite as fancy. I mean,
True.
But yeah, it's just isolation is all quarantining is.
I have one. Angel Flores asked, Lisa, what do you feed your discus, and what is your maintenance routine? Thank you for asking.
We only have 19 minutes left.
Oh.
No, that was saying like.
So
you could go the whole hour and a half. Is what I'm saying.
I have 10 discus, about this big. 10 discus, 24 rummy nose tetra.
Is there 24?
I think so. Yeah, 24. Bristlenose pleco, that's probably this big now. And a vampire pleco that's about that big. And they're all in a 125. I do about 25% every 5 days as far as a water change goes. I feed them 2 to 3 times a day. I use extreme krill flakes. I use the extreme...
Nope. That's an experimental food that we're not allowed to talk about yet.
No, it's not. I use the extreme scrapers
for
the plecos.
But the one you can't talk about yet.
I know. But there's another one that they love, but I can't talk about it. Not allowed to talk about it. I give them bloodworms, and I give them their very special food that they gobble up and love to death. It's the special food that Hans makes for his discus, and I've always got it because it's just absolutely amazing. It's a frozen food that contains like beef heart and just vitamins and all kinds of really good stuff. He sells it on his website. It's Discus Hans USA. It's pretty pricey, but it's worth it. And my discus have their Santarum, and this food helps them have a more red in their coloring. It's absolutely amazing. So yeah, there's that.
Kevin Fortner became a member. Lots of new members tonight. Thank you for joining the team. Fantastic Freaks with the $3 fist bump pair guy. Thank you for that. Jose Hernandez, is it worth it to upgrade from a 55 to a 75? Controversy alert. No, it's not.
But
it's not worth it to upgrade from a 55 to a 75. I'm sorry. It's just not.
Yeah.
Because all you're getting is a little bit more depth. Save the money and
Go to a
it's not.
125.
And oh, by the way, sorry, backtracking here. Lisa filters that tank with a FX4.
Oh, yes.
Forgot to mention that, but
yes.
But no, Jose, don't, because all you're getting is a little bit more depth. It's not like oh, I can keep so many more fish now. I mean, yeah, you have a little bit more room, and there are fish that will do well in a 75 that maybe they won't in a 55. But if you have to get rid of the 55 to put the 75 in its place, don't even do it.
Yeah.
Just find another spot, save up the money, and buy something bigger than a 75 or a couple of small tanks. Then you're good. That's all,
So I wanted to share something with everybody. I got a very special gift in the mail. It was last week, and I wanted to wait, but I can't wait any longer to show it because it's just so cute, and I absolutely love it. I had this mug sent to me.
Ain't it cute?
From Susie Q. Q's Aquatics. She makes mugs now. And the best part about this mug is that she screen printed a picture of us when we were hanging out about, I don't know, it was probably back in September. We got together and we went to one of my daughter's field hockey games in Pennsylvania, and we hung out, and it's just the cutest mug ever. She has a website. She's starting up to sell her mugs, and as soon as I get that link, I will share it because you should go get a mug from Susie Q.
Definitely should. She actually sent me a link to that website today to look at.
Oh, yeah. She showed me too. She's still fine-tuning it.
Yep,
so.
still a work in progress. I don't know that it's open to the public yet, but when it does, go over there, get you some. She's not going to sell the KG Tropicals cups, but she'll have her own.
Yeah,
and
her cups.
The
she
cute
made that
ones
one just specifically for me, asked me what I wanted screen printed, and I was like, well, the picture of you and I, duh. Oh, another thing. Just to update. So a couple weeks ago, I showed everybody my my planter box that I had started my little Monstera seeds in, and I had little plants growing in it. Well, I potted 6 of them. I have like 18, but there's like 6 that were ready to be potted. So I potted them. I have 4 of them that are spoken for. And this one right here is specifically for Bob.
Nobody can see it.
I know.
Oh.
It's specifically for Bob. I planted it in a very special pot for him. It's called Steam Pot Blue. And it's a baby Monstera Swiss cheese. It has 2 leaves. This one's starting to bloom. And it's just so daggone adorable. But yeah, there you go. I just want to share that.
Everybody wanted an update on that. Jeff H. pooped on us. Why? Because that's what Jeff H. does. Thank you for pooping on us. Whips World, what would you do for a Klondike bar? Well, you'll have to come to Chicago.
No, he's saying you're supposed to sing it.
What would you do for a Klondike bar? Oh, yeah, I forgot about the ooh part. My teeth are too sensitive for Klondike bars.
I like the crunchy ones.
I love me. Look at me. I love a Klondike bar. There's a lot of things I would do, and none of it would have anything to do with glass boxes full of water. I promise you that. Brian Barlow, I have an electric blue with what looks like pimples or pox.
Oh.
Moved into a quarantine since Sunday. Was in the main tank a couple of weeks. Doesn't seem to have spread to the others. Treatment diagnosis. Pimples or pox.
I mean, is it ick or is it a parasite?
It sounds,
ick is a parasite, but you know what
sounds
I mean.
like an external parasite to me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't describe ick as pimples. That just looks like grains of salt. But yeah, definitely a parasitic medication. There's plenty of them out there.
Or something like that.
Fritz actually just announced 2 new medications that are going to be available. They're not available yet, but they're coming. One of them is a metronidazole, and the other is a praziquantel, and it's going to be called PraziCleanse and MetroCleanse. And I'm excited about those. So I would refer you to one of those, but they're not available yet. But yeah, ParaCleanse will definitely do the trick. That's a great medication. What's the one? Metroplex from Seachem is another great one. That's metronidazole. So yeah, there you go. Aquatic Deer 24 became a member. Again, so many members tonight. Othie and Sean, we both had back surgery, both of you. Oh. Then they got COVID.
That sucks.
Trying to keep up with 6 tanks got to be too much. We now have 4.
Oh, boy.
We both are much better. Shauna's planted tank has went wild.
Nice.
Her angels are loving it. Y'all looked fine. Where did we meet them? Was it Chicago or Dallas or one of the Aquashellas? We met them.
I think it was Dallas.
And y'all didn't look like you needed back surgery to me.
Wow.
That's having had back surgery myself. I know how much it sucks. I feel for you. And I was probably, I don't know how old he is. They're considerably younger than us, but I was probably your age when I had that surgery. I was 24. And you will get better. I don't know what kind of back surgery you had, but back surgery, if they put a scalpel on your back, it sucks. I don't care what it is you get. It's bad. So I hope you're doing well. Don't let yourself go like I have, and then you won't struggle for the rest of your life with your back. He's in shape, so he's going to be fine. Adolfo Prieto says, how's it going?
Oh.
I hope I said your name right. It's going a lot better if I said your name right, Adolfo. I sure hope I said it right. Jeff H. again, thanks again for the super fast delivery. Our Plexico, yes, his name is Plexico.
Cute.
That's a football player's name. Plexico Burris. Plexico Plecostomus. I wonder if that's where that came from. Isn't too sure about the fuzzy pleco hanging on the outside of his fish tank, though.
That's funny.
Jeff H. does not live in Pennsylvania, but he lives close enough. I'm not going to say where he lives, but he lives close enough to Pennsylvania to be a Pittsburgh fan, which is who Plexico Burris played for. I remember
the address. Not your street address.
She's coming to your house tomorrow. You just don't know it.
I remember
Plexico Burris played for the Steelers. And, anyway.
Okay.
Whips World again, if you could have any superpower, which one for you?
For you?
Well, he's asking both of us.
Ooh, superpower. I don't know. I feel like I'm put on the spot. There's so many. You first.
I would be all right, listen. Almost all superheroes have multiple powers.
Oh.
You know, I'm a Superman guy. I'm a Flash guy. So I guess if you have to pick one of Superman's powers, flight would be amazing, but I think it would be more of the invincibility kind of thing. Bullets bounce off of my eyeballs and stuff like that, because I get shot all the time. So that would help.
My superpower would be I want Wonder Woman's body.
Wow.
And to use that whip.
It's not a whip. It's the lasso of truth.
Whatever. I call it a whip. You will listen to me with it.
There's so many things I could say right now, but it's not late enough for that. Evan Rifkin, hey y'all. Lisa, I just discovered my funny cat videos on YouTube.
Ooh.
You should check out Kitasaurus.
Yeah, I know that one.
As
Absolutely.
a cat fan, I think you'd enjoy it.
I like that one. I do.
It's not better than the video that I sent you last night. Folks,
come on
I
now.
saw a video on YouTube.
Cat videos, you can go down a rabbit hole, and it's hilarious.
I know that, and I've had it happen many, many times, but I saw a video last night. Daggone it. I'm going to find it, and I'm going to share it in the chat. This video, folks, changed my life. I'm not kidding.
He sent this to me and asked if we could get one. I was like, yeah, of course. It can go with my fox and my goat.
I have to look at my history, and then I have to go back to yesterday because I have videos playing while I'm packing orders, and I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I'm sorry, I just do. But this one last night, I've never seen an animal like this. It is the most amazing living thing I've ever seen. And I will be posting it in the chat right now. Folks, Don't go there yet. I don't want to see our numbers drop down to nothing. There's only 6 minutes left. Click on that link when this stream is over. That video will change your life like it did mine.
You will want to eat oranges all day long with
and
this
plums
thing.
And bananas.
Yes.
And it really is a life-changing thing. I think I might have cried a little when I watched that.
Not.
I didn't, but I wanted to.
Cute.
I just had a massive smile on my face the entire time I was watching that video.
Veronica, I'm going to say it again. Veronica A. Mensch says, hi from White Oak, Fredericksburg. And I hope I said your name right. But hey, neighbor.
White Oak is my old stomping ground. I mean, that place, I've been there so many times.
My best friend, I used to hang out with her all the time. She lived in White Oak on New Hope Church Road. Yep, New Hope Church Road.
I used to do a lot of business with if you've been in White Oak for a long time, you would know this place. But if you're new to White Oak, it hasn't been there in like 10 years. I forget the name.
Oh.
But it was a furniture restoration company on the corner of Butler and another road, right near Route 1. And I did a lot of business with them, and they were awesome. And I
used to go to the laundromat down there. We lived in a little house, and our washer and dryer broke, and I would go to that laundromat.
Then she met me, and I saved her. Bought her a washer and dryer.
Yeah.
We have 4 minutes left. Sean Damon sounds like a movie star. Hey, John and Lisa. Well, I did it. Got the linear piston air pump up and running. I love it. Super quiet. Made the loop, and 3 spurs replaced 8 small pumps. Right on. That is perfect. Yes, the loop is critical, in my opinion. I mean, I don't think it can be done other ways. It would just pop if you did it other ways. But yes, good on you. That is a good choice, and you will appreciate that. And you can probably add 25 more tanks on there if you wanted to. UPS are living the dream. I'll buy 1 Monstera, Lisa.
Oh.
And Zen Ginger said, me too.
Oh, you guys. I don't want to sell them. I'm just kind of doing it for fun right now. The people that I've already said I would send them to, like, I don't want anything, just because I want to make sure I can ship them correctly and all that. I have shipped plants before, but it was with my own suitcase going on a plane, and they did fine. I propagated string of pearls and boxed them up perfectly and took one to Chicago and gave it to Joanna from Primetime, and she opened it up and it was perfectly fine. So I know I can do it. I'm just kind of nervous about it, I guess. So we'll see. This
is funny. Jeff H says, you got me, John. My neighbor saw the box at my door, asked if I was ordering poop online. I then had to explain our back and forth poop sending. She now thinks I'm crazier than before.
That's awesome.
So I, for Jeff H one time, I think, no, that was Richard Simons, but I think I did it for Jeff too. I printed out a poop emoji and I stuck it to the inside of the box. So when you opened it, but then this time I put it on the outside of the box.
That's so funny.
So yeah, I'm glad that your neighbor liked that.
The things you do for people.
And then he comes in again and says, Ellen's the Steeler fan. I'm all caps. Washington football team and Chicago Cubs.
Oh.
Cubs?
Baby Bears.
We can work on that, but no. The Washington football team, what's it, 5 days, is going to announce what their new name is, and hopefully it's not Washington football team.
Yeah.
You got something you want to talk about? We got 1 minute left.
Oh, so I've got these cute little plant thingies too, because I'm going to talk about plants again. And my daughter made them, and you stick them in the plant like this. Isn't that cute?
Let me make sure you can see it on there. And I like the one that says suck it.
That one. And then she found another one And
she
then
did.
This one says, suck it.
She does know she spelled suck wrong, right? I'm just...
No, it's for succulent. Duh.
Okay.
Know your plants.
Sorry.
Anyways, they're really cute. I just wanted to show you can make cute little things and stick them in your plants if you want to. And they're just adorable. So there's that. And I guess my poll's just going to have to wait till next week because
we've just had too much fun.
We just had too much fun talking to everybody.
It was so much fun. We really did enjoy it.
And we probably are going over. Oh.
Yep. So it's time for you to say goodbye to everybody because that's what you do.
Yeah. So thank you everybody for, hanging out with us and just, everything. It's just been a lot of fun. Thank you for all the super chats, all the members. Thank you for everybody that has been chit-chatting in the live stream, in the chat and everything while we've been talking and, kind of keeping each other occupied when we miss some comments. Sorry, we don't mean to. But yeah, there's that. But anyways, go check out Fisher & Fever. I'm getting a little tired. Sorry about that.
But you got to watch that video first. I'm going to paste it again. You got to watch this.
Oh my gosh.
And then go see Fisher & Fever. Watch that video. It'll change your life.
And then when you go see Fisher & Fever, do #monkey.
Yep.
#monkey. But anyways, yeah, go check out his stream. And there's so many other streams that follow his. And after you watch his, you will know the streams that I'm talking about. But have a wonderful weekend. And if you're getting snow, stay safe, stay warm. And thank you so much, Mods, for everything that you do. And we'll see you next Thursday.